we all agree as Genshin players that the 5 NATLAN anniversary has been one of the most epic things to life. If because there was all over the game, and not only that, but for many players it has been the end of the beta and the game started. Rankais is literally phrase. So everyone in the Rankai C comments was right. But today, as you see in the title, we're going to talk about the anniversary because despite all the good that's happened, in the end, they're going to give us just 20 wishes that this isn't bad or good. Now we contextualize. But also, friends, don't even save Genshin Impact, and not even a good live stream from the funnels of the herd of the herd. Controversy, and yes, friends, there is a large part of the community, mostly, luckily, this time out of the Spanish-speaking community, but also in the Spanish-speaking community of people so today, we're going to talk about this whole anniversary. You already know how to leave. A good like, a good Altia Bennett, subscribe, you leave a good comment for algorithm. Thanks for supporting the channel, remember? That's free for you guys, that don't cost you anything, so we're running to give it like because it helps a lot of the channel to everything. The team in the channel to be positioned is recommended and exploited, and let's grow. And now, it's a really good anniversary. Well, at the beginning we're going to talk about the good, and then later on we're going to talk about basically the people who... He doesn't agree with this, and yet they're angry. Let me in the comments your opinion on this anniversary. Let's look at... Well, and in detail and apart, for those who have not noticed, I will also explain the rewards as well. Basically, we have that in the live stream of NATLA. They gave us a series of things that we never expected in Genshin, that we all asked and down. That in short, we all know that we benefit from a quick explanation of this because you asked me for very easy explanations. We basically have the 5 free stars that's going to be a 5 free stars every year. And see, they've already committed to adding more 5-star characters to the permanent banner, so here my little contribution. I understand that they will be characters with very little T. Expect to sell and not work, much like Ransa y Eula Albedo Klee, and a long list of this kind of characters. That they will no longer sell leave in the comments that other characters think they go to the permanent. Then, they have reduced the T. Divine Path of Weapons at one point, i.e. instead of having to lose twice with very bad luck, and then pull out the weapon. To ensure that it would be equivalent to the pity, the gun banner is 80 and not 90, and the sub-pity is 65 and not 75 as currently innate. The bar, the promotional, means that to secure a weapon usually spends between 210 and 240 wishes currently actually now. With the new path of a single point, a gun banner is a 50-50 like the bar. The promotional with pity 65, because approximately between 140 and 150 desires you will secure a weapon, and this greatly increases the value of weapons because many more people can opt to. I'll make a separate video of this, so I'll leave the comments if you want a video talking about if the guns are worth it because of this change, or how much more can be worth it now. And finally we have the 55-45. In the anniversary video, there's a comment below on the main ones where I say, look, I smoked a joint, I was wrong. Huh? I got it wrong about the skip button. I got it wrong at the time of hype too, but basically 55-45 means that from now on, apart from 50-50, if you're supposed to lose that 50-50, there's a 10% chance this new one will show up. Animation, that means you're being rescued from losing 50-50 and the promotional will come out 10% over 50-50 basically. It's a 5% more summary than now winning a promotional. You've got a 55-45. We've gotten a little bit higher chance of being able to save desires, and not losing a pity is not overly much, but it's a benefit that's what's important. Then apart we have the item of creating artifacts. We have a lot more stuff, and as an anniversary pack, we have a multi in the anniversary pack.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Besides, we will have, as we always know, an extra multi besides the anniversary pack that either gets us to the mail or it's a daily login of these anniversaries that give us one more multi, with which are 2 multis. This isn't that it's much more. This is not that it is 30, 40, 50 wishes. And nothing that surprises is an anniversary of within what has always been Genshin. But in addition to this, has one of the items for the first time to create artifacts. Remember that the item to create artifacts can be achieved both on the Battle Pass and on missions, and once free to play in the game. Pack showed us an image that I got one of them as an open world object is over here on screen as well. of the live stream that was seen, so I don't know if you can get more than 3 per version. But they also showed that this item, to generate artifacts in quotation marks to your liking, can also be achieved by burning 5-star artifacts. I.e., this time, instead of making reliquary that is a little more gacha, you can directly try to create it. We'll have to see if it is worth it or not, and leave me the comments if you want a video talking about what artifacts would be worth using this item. Cause maybe a little recommendation is good, so we don't waste it on other than that. We get a little box that says little box. That explodes or something. So I guess it's like the little guns, these bubbles that there were before, and such is an item because to do things in the open world so fun that I don't think it has anything to do with combat and a pet that. The little red dragon is a new pet and something else in the pack, but let's go, what's important is this. Then the anniversary as such has not improved. We have given the same 2 multis. What has improved is all around they. Anniversary, the attitude of today, or you see with the players the improvements that we asked for a long time ago. And not only that, but it seems that as such the hope and direction that Genshin will only go better is one thing that we didn't expect, the truth that we expected. That Genshin was only repetitive, and by tuning in with you, it takes the other and not that involvement of the company that we have. In this live stream as well here, the polemics begin first. And here I ask you for the opinion, as I said at the beginning. At the end, the anniversary has been no better than if we strictly speak only of the anniversary pack has given us nothing more than more. The previous year, and it does not seem that in the Chinese New Year or the next anniversary will give 3 or 4 multis, that is what that people expect, but everything around this anniversary has been great. But it happens that it's what's starting. At the beginning that many communities, especially the largest and English-speaking communities, have seen much more than Spanish-speaking. There has been general discontent, because many people think that all this is not enough. Many people think that heights the 5 free stars they can give no matter what, because players who have been playing Genshin for 4 years. Impact already have all the characters of permanent, and if it does not have any permanent character, the permanent no longer gives you a good character. I mean, the only character could change an account of someone, literally Tignari, whether Jean or Mona. As supports but Dilak, Keching Chichi, Dea are not going to change anyone's account, but for pleasure is to say, take out a character. That it did not have something like that, and it is the argument of the community speaks English on the other hand. These changes that comment also explain and argue people who are angry and agree with this, nor are they happy that all this is already in this king, that everything. This we already know, that the new item of which artifacts in the end will come out all defense, and that it is of no use to the improvements. A 50 and 45 at the end in this king, and a 75-25 if I remember correctly, with which neither is a very big change, that the path of the weapons banner that should have been like this from the beginning, and that at the end of this day no longer impacts a lot because it's free to play not being on the gun banner and along etc. also from a community counterpart. I don't know what you think, but maybe living in the past can be quite counterproductive, and here I leave my reflection. Final, and surely in this kind of videos you really like this kind of reflections and will be the most watched moments I comment. The following is one of the most highly affected by Hoyoverse, and that I have been one of the most against the company, but in my case with quite a few arguments rightly, and with a very big bad deal. Now I'm the first. Not to defend ourselves, but in itself to give 2 great lessons and messages. Number 1, we have to give ourselves the opportunity as players, and even in a semi-selfish way, to leave the grudges behind. And we still play Genshin. I mean, doesn't have. If we're still playing Genshin, we're Spanish or English speaking and still playing Genshin, we're still crying for all things and not value the good part, even if it then becomes the worst game in the world. Even though all this is just a timely moment of happiness and point, we have to give ourselves the opportunity not to hold grudges, to enjoy what is happening. And above all, to forgive, forget, and enjoy, as I say, of the improvements and benefits that are coming to Genshin, and that about. All one thing indisputable is that they are growing up and going to more. Every player of Genshin knows that even if it is not enough everything, Fontaine has been full of improvements in quality of life that we did not expect, and that in the end are beneficial to the hot players in one way or another, and that NATLAN, this live stream, has been a surprise to everyone, and how as players we have to give us, as I say, and as a first point and as a first lesson, as I say, the opportunity to leave grudges behind, to enjoy, and not to be all the time complaining about forgiveness, but especially if you're playing Genshin, you're playing a mini-mini. And the second lesson I'm going to give with this and here to melt down, I don't mind calling me, or at last it's gone from hating Hoyoversus to be a white knight. I don't care because I'm saying one thing, that's what I feel, and it's the truth we have to give. The opportunity for people, in this case that companies can be redeemed, we have to learn to everyone. Deserve us a second chance, and not to defend Hoyoverse, simply to introspect you as human beings. You are not perfect, and I too have failed a lot. And we will continue to fail, and we all would have liked to have a second chance to do things well. One will say good, but Hoyoverse says a second, third, fourth, fifth. Well, not really. Hoyoverse has always done it wrong, and it's the first time that we feel like you're trying to do it right. I repeat, there are unforgivable things, and this I don't discuss. There are mistakes in the past that it is true that they can hurt you and accompany you for a long time, and that it is very difficult to amend them. And also everyone, as I say. We deserve to ever give or receive the opportunity to do things right. And although Hoyoverse doesn't have, as I say, because now, turn the game wonderful, or maybe it comes the next month, and it's back to the usual. I don't say no, at least this time, and as the first time after 4 years, if I say that Hoyoverse, and as I say, I am the first that would not want to say this, and the first person interested in getting mad at Hoyoverse after what happened with the channel. And if you don't know the whole story, you shut up, because a lot of people talk without knowing. I think this time Hoyoverse deserves a second chance, at least 2. Try to make a good game and let us as players leave the grudges behind, as I said, and enjoy it. Well, it can bring just live in the present and not in the past, and if then something bad happens again, then there you will be. To melt it and make another Funaversary, another Funa at night. That, and well, we will meet because it is already a social event, and the theme of funning Hoyoverse is already custom and tradition, but this time, as I say, I think we all deserve things. Be well, and that if Genshin ever brought you something good, that we enjoy the 5 and that we value the good things that are happening with the game, regardless of whether in the future it continues little more. This is the video of the anniversary. My opinion may not be the best in the world, but certainly the rest that has not been an anniversary have been up to date for the first time after 4 years, and I really want to, as I say, be the greatest creator of Genshin Impact. Bring you the best content in the world, to give everything in this version of NATLAN to make you enjoy and entertain with the game, and bring everything in my hand to enjoy and have a good time, and a little more. Thanks for the opportunity, and thank you for...
Okay.
Leave the like, a good Bennett Altai, subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm. Thank you for enjoying watching the channel video, and see you later.